welcome back to our 3 p.m. edition of Pet Project with Alicia Jones, our vet tech over at Pets for People. We're getting to meet Ducky. How cute is he? He's got his little festive
Isn't
collar
he?
on. Tell me about Ducky. What
Yes,
makes
he
him so
is.
special?
Well, Ducky is one of our new residents. He just came in a couple weeks ago. One of our volunteers found him on the side of the road, and he's about a year old. He's got boundless energy. He is all puppy. He's very smart, though. He's a smart boy. But just look at that face.
Oh, and he is precious. I was curious where his name came from. Where did y'all pick that name?
I don't really know. The volunteer that found him named him actually, but it fits him very well for some reason. Um, yeah, like I said, he's got tons of energy. He's still very much a puppy. He would do well in a home with dogs that were maybe younger. I think the issue with him at the volunteers was that they have older dogs, and he was so tenacious with his playing that the older dogs did not like that. So. Other than that, he's full of so much energy and ready to play with anybody that will give him the attention that he so badly needs.
So very similar to Buddy. It's good. This is the perfect dog for a family who's very active, who has children who are very active, that are going to match that same level of energy. Oh, how awesome!
100%.
Now tell me more.
He's a really good size though too. Like this is him full grown, so he's about 33
really?
pounds.
I was going to ask you to repeat his age because I wasn't sure if I caught that earlier. Because, you know, we still have that puppy energy. You said he was how old?
He's about a year old, we think.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're fully grown around that time. And so, yeah, he's a really nice size, you know.
Absolutely. Now, with Ducky, we talked before about how Buddy was heartworm positive. With him just being a year old compared to Buddy, who was 4, what kind of vet appointments do we need to have set up? Have we been caught up with all of our booster shots? What's the game plan for Bucky moving forward with his health, rather than just comparing it to Buddy with what?
Sure. Yeah. No. So he is heartworm negative. He's heartworm negative. We can test them at 6 months for that. So since he's old enough, we confirmed he's negative. He's got his first round of vaccines. Now with them being a year old, we usually will booster them one other time. But we do encourage people when they adopt to check in with their vet just to see what their veterinarian would recommend, because we don't know his history. So we do like to make sure he's got some of that distemper parvo boosters in there, and for the best to check with your vet. But we would booster him one more time. He's got his rabies, he's got his microchip, he's up to date on everything. It's really just a matter of that distemper parvo vaccine. Gotcha. But yeah, other than that, he's neutered, he's ready to go.
I love that. And one of the really big things that I really appreciate about Pets for People is that y'all help even past adoption, even with helping to set up and connect those pet parents with vets if they don't already have one set up. Walk us through that process and how you find, or just help those first-time pet owners kind of get in the know of all right, we got a few things we got lined up, just like we would for a new child.
Yeah, well, we try to, particularly when we adopt out dogs that are puppies or, not fully vaccinated. We have some paperwork that I like to go through with every adopter and make sure that they understand that the dog needs to have core vaccines and the importance of it and, the boostering of it, just like you would with a child. And so we do strongly recommend, and it's in our contract, that they go see a vet within a week of adopting. And, we have a couple of really great vets that we work with in the area that we're always happy to recommend. But communication is really the key with the people that adopt, and we really want them to know that going forward that they need to be boosted on their vaccines, because that's very important.
Right. And you'll also help get them in contact with trainers for those who want to help with that aspect. I know you mentioned Ducky is very smart, and I'm sure he's going to be one of those dogs that would do really well in an obedience class or any kind of class.
Yeah, I was just thinking that too, right before you said that. Yeah, I think that would be really interesting to see him shine with, he wants approval as well, and so he wants to do what you want him to do, and you can just see he's a smart dog. And so, yeah, it would be great if somebody wanted to take him through obedience, and like I said, we do have a couple of great trainers that we recommend too, and are more than happy to put you in touch with. But yeah, he's a fun dog. He would definitely be up for a lot of adventures.
So you said he was going to be great for a family with small children or just those who are just active. You also
Yeah,
mentioned that he would be great with smaller dogs or just younger dogs. How about cats?
I
How
think.
do we feel about cats? Oh, excuse me. You go right ahead.
Oh no, no! I said I just introduced him to some cats here a few minutes ago, and they hissed at him, and he like ran away. So he was very scared of them. So that being said, I just think also, but I mean, with cats, he's so tenacious that he might get in their face a little bit, you know. So
Right.
maybe not the best idea. But younger dogs that are willing to put up with puppies, you know,
Energy.
incessant playing and jumping on them, and he's trying to destroy his leash right now.
Oh, bless. He's trying to find that
But he loves
choice.
his yes, he loves his biscuits.
Oh. All right. Is there anything else you think we need to know about Ducky before we, remind everybody on how we can get in touch with you?
Just he'd really love to have his home for Christmas. He's
Oh.
a wonderful dog, and if anybody wants to come out and meet him, we're definitely here, and Ducky is ready.
One thing we haven't talked about is the space that y'all provide to allow families to get to know these pets a little bit better. Talk to me
Yeah.
about that process. I know, what is it? Is it like larger kennels outside the facility there in Tyler?
Yeah, well, no, we have two really large fenced-in dog parks, like huge, out in the backyard. We've also got a couple different fenced-in, covered meeting areas where people will come in and you can just sit and hang out with the dog in an area. You know, you're welcome to walk them around the campus, of course, but the dog parks are fantastic, especially if you have other dogs that you want them to bring and they can play and see how they get along. You know, our employees love showing people around and letting you meet the dogs and try to find the very best one for you. We want every adoption to be successful. So
All right. Well,
a
perfect.
lot
Thank
of
you,
great.
Alicia. Now, tell us again,
Thank you.
how can we get in touch with you or any of your volunteers or workers there at Pets for People to find out more about either Buddy, Ducky, or any of the pets that you have available?
Yeah, you can get, well, like I mentioned before, you can go to online to the Pets for People website, fill out adoption application if you like. Otherwise, give us a call. We're happy to answer any questions or set up meetings or anything that you need to facilitate that. But and then we can fill an application in person, of course.
All right. Well, thank you so much again for joining us. Every Friday, we'd like to highlight pups ready to be adopted at Pets for People with our pet project. Thank you, Alicia. We can't wait to talk to you again.
Thank you so much. Have a good evening.
You too.